Bizzle, welcome to my channel, Tea and Biscuits. Let's kick some tyres and sniff some petrol together. So I'm into kit cars, I'm into anything that's loud and fast. I love doing track days. I dream to be a racing driver one day, or at least do some sprinting, you know, that would be quite nice. But at the moment, I'm just a dreamer. I'm absolutely just a dreamer. So I've been into kit cars for 15 years. I had a Raw Striker, which was the first kit car that I bought. Great chassis, well developed, generally was well supported in sprinting and circuit racing in the UK. So it's a Caterham 7-esque style of car. And so I used it for track days, you know, a little bit of maintenance. And I had that car for quite a long time, I think probably over 10 years. In that time, it was absolutely faultless. The chassis worked really well. Once the suspension was set up, it was really good. Engine was a Toyota 4Age 20 valve. A peach of an engine, 1.6 litre, rolling road at 165 horsepower, and it flew, punched well above its weight. It was a really, really good chassis, really good car. I was keeping up with all sorts of stuff, Lotus Exiges, 911s, especially on tight and twisty tracks. I pushed that car hard. I was driving it, ragging its guts out every single track day, and it just performed. Decent oil, water temps were down, oil temps were good, and it just absolutely sung. But it got to a point really where it was either I had to pull it all apart and repaint all the chassis, and I've only got a tiny garage which I'll introduce you to, don't have a huge amount of time on my hands, so it was either basically do that and, you know, pile some money and time into it, or I sell that on, get the money that I've got, buy something, another kit car that's already done, and take that forward. So my man Russ bought my blue kit car, and he has got some serious work on his hands, and he's doing some decent work all the way back to bare chassis, you know, getting all of that rust off, checking over the engine, replacing nuts and bolts and bearings and stuff where need be. The man's got some skills, and so he's been doing that. I've got the red car, I've had that for about a year. Bit disappointing if I'm honest. Geometry setup done at Northampton Motorsport. Thank you guys for doing that for me. And they also did the rolling road, but we was well down on power. Supercharged, 20 valve, 1.6, 4Age. Should have been, you know, 220 horsepower, 250 horsepower. Nowhere near that. 180 horsepower. I was gutted. Fueling issues, low down on boost, only 0.7 bar of boost off of my Roadtrek supercharger. Turned out that I had low compression pistons in there, only 8.5 compression ratio. So low boost, low compression ratio equals diddly squat power. So that was really frustrating. On my plans to do is to sort that out. Either gonna get the head off, skim that, in a head gasket, put that all back together. Doing so kind of, you know, squishes the top end and gets the compression ratio up, and then maybe a bit more boost as well, and that might get the power up. Or I might just throw loads of money at the supercharger and get as much boost out of that, so I don't have to break an engine, which generally seems to be quite good. I don't want to go faffing around with that if I don't want to or don't need to. So they're my plans. That's me. Let's go take a walk out to the garage. I haven't been out there since my last track day, which was 2.5 months ago, so I popped into the garage just to grab a couple of bits during my general life, but actually I have not even looked at the car. God knows what I'm going to find. Puddles of oil underneath it, car's probably still strapped down, bags are still packed, oil leak, oh God knows, I dread to think. Anyway, let's go take a look and see what we find, shall we? So here she is, a Raw Striker. I think it was built around about 2010 or so. It's on a private plate. Oh, 09, there you go. MB09 Raw. I run a Bizzle plate on the back, so you may have seen this on track, either the blue one or the red one. On a custom trailer. So I built this myself. I bought the caravan chassis for about 50 quid. And then put all the rack on, put new tyres and stuff on there, and all of this box frame and stuff built up underneath it and at the front. And then I've just got a lump of wood, bit of ply, and this is basically as it was. This is, yeah, so I basically just get the trailer in, back it in at the end of the day, and just dump all the stuff on here. And this is just basically shut the door, still got the straps on, literally not moved. Yeah, so what sort of stuff we got here? This is an extra silencer which I have. So this slides up inside, a couple of springs and clamps to hold it on, and it just sits over the top of the standard silencer. Luckily not had to use this yet. Kit bag inside here, crash helmet, gloves, boots, spare changes of clothes, all that jazz. What we got over here, some bits, spare bits. So brake bleed kit. Take a lot of stuff with me. So this is all of my general crud that I take. Foot pump, pliers, tools, oils, blue roll, gotta love your blue roll. Other little bits and bobs in here. Best hand cleaner in the world. Not this Carex stuff, that's rubbish, but the orange gritty cleaner stuff, whatever it's called. Wets, because I run semi-cut slicks. Fuel. How much fuel did I use all that? No, I used all that. It was a pretty thirsty one. Yeah, so it's the back end of the car. Got a tornado on. Yeah, do a fair few track days. It's only a tiny garage. This is pretty cool over here. There's two different types of strikers. There's an aero one and a classic striker. This is my little windshield, tiny, for my classic striker, and it's just some of the places that I went to and tried to keep one sticker of each. Langdale one's a nice classic one. Not many people get over there. All park open track stickers. You can see we've been doing these for some time now. What ones we got here? Cadwell, Anglesey, Rockingham. Rockingham's not around anymore. Lucky to get to Rockingham. Brands Indy, Croft, Mallory. Yeah, done a fair few days. And done a Brands Hatch GP, which is on here. Went to the Nürburgring twice. In the odd one, that was always fun. All I wanted to do was beat Jeremy Clarkson in a transit van in under 10 minutes. Managed to do that. Did about 9:30, something like that, without trying. Not going to go too much further than that. Anyway, let's tuck in and have a quick look under the bonnet and inside the car, shall we? Okay, so getting the tonneaus off. Let's have a quick look. I made this tonneau. Made it myself I did. Yeah, bought a sewing machine, bought the fabric, used like some hard polythene sheet for the template. And cut around it, taught myself how to do this edging. It's got a special name, can't remember what it is. Nice edging, but yeah. So I've got a wheel brace in here because I don't know when to leave the wheel brace. You know, put the wheel clamp on. Yeah, let's get some of this stuff out, shall we? Not too much in here really, to be honest. Really nice seats, standard seats. Steering wheel's missing because that's on there. Not going to bother starting it because I haven't started it for 2 months. And you don't want to be doing that. We don't want to be starting it yet. We'll do that later on. Digital dash from ETB Instruments, DD2 Lite. And as always, when you buy these cars, you don't really know what you're getting. So yeah, there's a dial. Don't know what it does. Doesn't do anything. It's not even plugged in today. It's awful. So this is the engine bay. I've just taken the bonnet off for you just because it's a bit of a faff with the stupid catches it's got. This is it. It's a Toyota 4Age, 20 valve, 1.6. It's got the standard throttle bodies on here. So these are this is a silver top originally for anyone who knows your 4Ages. Custom raw engineering who make the chassis, inlet plenum, intercooler and stuff down that end. We'll get into that in a second. ECU, running an OMEX 600 ECU. Battery relocation is not on this one, so the battery's up here. So the good stuff is the road tricks down here. You can just about see it down here with a tube air filter coming out the back here. Yeah, belt driven off of there. This is the oil catch tank. Inboard suspension on the raw strikers. So you can see here, shocks, so there's no shocks and springs on the outside. It's all inboard with a top rocker arm. Just helps with getting your ratios and your bump steer and stuff a little bit better. Get some of the mass on the inside. Centre line of the car, which is always good as well. Really realistically, we don't notice the difference with this sort of stuff, but it's all nice little touches anyway. 15 inches wheels, 195, 55, 15s I think on here. Got funny race leader calipers, unfortunately, which come with the car. Solid Sierra discs, don't need anything more than that. Yeah, the calipers are a bit of a pain because you can't get many brake pads for these. Disc conversion on the back, standard Sierras, non-LSD diff. Let's have a quick pick behind here. Turn this off. It's nothing major. 7-inch non-LSD diff, independent rear suspension. Bits of rust and stuff around. Marked it all up when I got it. Make sure everything was generally not moving. Looks all good for me. Funny things that I don't like about this particular car is it doesn't have the over chassis exhaust, so exhaust headers come straight out and then through the side and then round, which is a bit crud really. The reason it's rubbish is because the oil filter's underneath there, so trying to get underneath there to get to the oil filter is a nightmare, and also it's obviously not as high flowing as well. But yeah, post track day, can't see any leaks, which is nice. No major splashes of oil, which means that I didn't leak anything. Let's have a quick look under the car. It did smell a bit when I come in here first thing, a bit oily, but to be honest, no new puddles under the floor. So I think that's good. I think that's a good result. This car's still here. It still seems to not be leaking. Superb. That's it for episode 1. Thank you very much for tuning in. Let me see what you're up to, what's in your garage, what cars do you have, and what are you up to. In my next episode, I'm going to be starting the car. I'm going to get it off the trailer. We're going to do something around the toolbox as well, show you what's going on. So thank you very much, and tune in again soon.